If you can't stop thinking about someone, even when you know it's hurting you, even when time has passed, even when you've tried to move on, then this message is for you. Because what you're experiencing isn't weakness. It isn't obsession. And it definitely isn't random. It's your mind trying to complete something that never fully ended. Most people believe that when a relationship, connection, or situation ends, the mind should simply move on. But the human brain doesn't work that way. The brain doesn't release people based on logic. It releases them based on emotional resolution. And when resolution is missing, the mind keeps returning to the same person, the same memories, the same feelings, hoping that one day it will finally understand what happened. That's why you think about them in quiet moments. In the morning before your day begins. At night when distractions fade. In between tasks, songs, or random pauses. And the first truth you need to understand is this: your mind doesn't replay people, it replays emotions. You are not missing the person as they are today. You are missing how they made you feel, how they once saw you, how safe, excited, or understood you felt in their presence. The brain attaches itself to emotional states, not individuals. So when that emotional state is no longer available, the mind goes looking for it in memory. This is why even people who treated you poorly can still live rent-free in your thoughts. It's not because they were right for you, it's because the emotional impact was strong. Intensity creates memory. And memory creates attachment. The second truth is harder to accept. Sometimes you can't stop thinking about someone because they represented a version of yourself that you haven't fully let go of. Who you were when you loved them. Who you were when you believed in something deeply. Who you were before disappointment changed you, so the mind resists. It keeps the connection alive, not because it wants the person back, but because it isn't ready to say goodbye to the version of you that existed with them. Another reason these thoughts persist is because the brain seeks closure, not comfort. When something ends without clarity, explanation, or emotional honesty, the subconscious treats it as unfinished business. And unfinished experiences stay active in the mind. This is why unanswered questions hurt more than painful answers. The brain can process pain, but it struggles with uncertainty. That's why you replay conversations. That's why you imagine different outcomes. That's why you wonder what they're thinking or feeling now. The mind is trying to close a loop that never properly closed. But here's what most people don't realize. Thinking about someone constantly does not mean you're meant to be with them. It means you're meant to understand something about yourself through them. Every recurring thought carries a lesson. Sometimes the lesson is about boundaries. Sometimes it's about self-worth. Sometimes it's about recognizing patterns, like why you give more than you receive, or why you stay longer than you should. And sometimes the lesson is simply learning that love does not always equal compatibility. The moment you stop asking, why can't I stop thinking about them, and start asking, what is this teaching me about myself, something begins to shift. Awareness weakens attachment. Understanding softens pain. Another important truth is this: you don't stop thinking about someone by forcing yourself to forget them. You stop thinking about them when your nervous system feels safe again. The brain holds on to familiar emotional connections when it feels uncertain, lonely, or emotionally ungrounded. Once you create stability within yourself, the mind no longer needs to revisit the past for comfort. This is why healing isn't about distraction. It's about integration. You don't erase the memory. You absorb the lesson. You don't deny the emotion. You allow it to pass through without judgment. When you fight your thoughts, you give them power. When you observe them calmly, they lose intensity. Thoughts feed on resistance. Peace starves them. And here is the most important part. Letting go does not mean what you felt wasn't real. It doesn't mean you can care about someone deeply and still release them. You can honor what was without reopening what no longer serves you. Healing isn't forgetting. Healing is remembering without pain. One day, you'll notice something quietly powerful. You'll think of them, and it won't hurt. There will be no tightness in your chest. No emotional pull. Just understanding. And that's how you'll know the lesson is complete. So if you can't stop thinking about someone right now, don't judge yourself. Don't rush the process. Listen to what your mind is asking you to learn. Because once the lesson is integrated, the thoughts will naturally fade. And when they do, it won't feel like loss. It will feel like freedom.